Vinny Tortorich here. Hey man, if you're a fan of Izzy, you might be a fan of me too. I'm the guy that gets people to lose a lot of weight. I have something free for you guys. This is no clickbait. Just go to VinnyTortorich.com and there's a big banner. It's a free PDF, how to lose weight. It's an intro guide to NSNG at VinnyTortorich.com. Go check it out exclusively for anyone who listens to Izzy Presley. Thank you.
Replay Guitar Exchange is your premier independent guitar store. Being independent is good. With all of the major brands, including new, vintage, and pre-owned, you can find the guitar, bass, amp, or accessory you are dreaming of. From vintage to the newest models, Replay Guitar Exchange can help you find that perfect piece. They have industry veteran expert staff, all players like you down to the owner. You aren't just getting a great guitar, you're getting the Replay difference. Find them online at replayguitar.com and find your dream guitar today.
Hey ladies, Sass Pants Designs will take that rock shirt that everyone has and make it your own in a flattering, sassy, and simple way. There are one-of-a-kind tank tops, lace-up tees, and tube top dresses already in stock. Check out the online store at sasspantsdesigns.com and like Sass Pants Designs on Facebook for special offers and custom orders. That's sasspantsdesigns.com, sasspantsdesigns.com. Sass Pants will make you the envy of the party.
Hi, this is Bobby Brown, and welcome to another fucking podcast.
You kids with your loud music and your Dan Fogelberg, your Zima, hula hoops, and Pac-Man video games, don't you see? People today have attention spans that can only be measured in nanoseconds.
See, son, old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum with a lot of life.
Yes, it is party time. Hello, Hollywood. Hello, world. Hello, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and it is always good to be seen. Izzy Presley here on another fucking podcast. It is good to be back. Been gone for 2 weeks. Cruise to the edge on the Blue Cruise. Sloughing it in the Caribbean, I guess one could say. And it was fun. It was good. I had a fucking blast. Back for 1 week. I leave on Friday for the Monsters of Rock cruise, and Friday night. That is right. If you are going on the Monsters of Rock cruise, you'll be at pre-party number 1, folks. I, the one and only Izzy Presley, will be hosting the pre-party on Friday night with Bisto Blanco and Yngwie Malmsteen and the return of XYZ. That's right, folks. It is going to be a blast, a good time. I cannot wait to get back on that boat. Make sure you hit up all of the social media. Of course, another effing podcast is the show page on Facebook. You can find me at Real Izzy Presley all the way across the board. Go to those Facebook pages. Hit that Shop Now button and buy T-shirts and stuff. You know, we got Huge and Sheboygan T-shirts. We've got... oh my God, I Love Van Hagar t-shirts. We've got Loyal Minion t-shirts. We've got I Don't Want Your Fucking CD t-shirts. And of course, for all you old school wrestling geeks, the Cretinous Humanoid t-shirts are still available. So go ahead and get all that kind of good stuff. If you don't want my horrible shit, you can just feel free to support the show by sending me money. IzzyPresley@yahoo.com is your PayPal if you want to support the show. Of course, all donations are greatly appreciated. You do not have to do anything like that. But, you know, it's welcomed. I'm not going to say no. So there is all of that. Soundcheck Live next week. Of course, I will not be there. Hollywood and Highland. Falazzo is putting on an amazing show. But, of course, it's not as amazing because I will not be there. But still go down if you're in the Hollywood area. It is free. It is Wednesday night. I think they're doing sides of albums. So that should be pretty sweet. So, yeah, check that out. No cover, as always, at Lucky Strike Live. What else do I got, folks? Nothing. But I do have an in-studio guest joining me right now. I heard him on the Three Sides of the Coin podcast. With Brandvold and Summers and Mark Cicchini. And I was intrigued. I'm like, I got to get this fucker on the show. Then Brandvold just randomly put us in touch. And I'm rather excited about this. From Jetboy, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Billy Rowe is in studio. Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You're just like...
Were you intrigued by because you're a Kiss nut?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the rest of us. So
pretty much.
All the deep dork Kiss stories.
Yeah.
We all love it.
Yeah, and like you said, you could have went on for hours.
Oh, yeah, I could have. Of course.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you coming out in this horrible extreme conditions that we have going on here in Los Angeles right now. It is fucking cold, ladies
Cold
and
and
gentlemen.
windy, but yeah, I'm from San Francisco, so this is kind of normal for me.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah, I forget
Yeah.
it's cold up there.
Yeah.
You grew up in San Francisco?
I did. Yep.
How was the scene up there in San Francisco as you were a kid?
Well, the Bay Area, I think, had a humongous scene if you really think about it. Through the 60s and all that, but the 70s, you had Montrose and Journey and Santana and
Fucking Y&T.
Y&T. I saw Y&T many times, and then rolling into the 80s, you had a ton of bands. Metallica and Green Day and Rancid and all that, but it was booming at one point when Jetboy started. It was.
God, I didn't know Green Day was a.
They're from Oakland.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Shows you how much I care about Green Day.
Yeah. But, Metallica and Green Day, probably two of the biggest bands in the world right now on that level of...
No doubt about it.
Yeah, so it's... Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I'm going to love hearing these stories because I'm so used to hearing the Sunset Strip stories.
Right.
I'm so used to the LA stuff that I always forget that this whole thing happened just up north, 5 hours?
Yeah, and the whole thrash metal scene. I mean,
yeah,
those were all our buddies in the old days. They'd come over to our shows. Everybody from the Death Angel guys, Exodus, Testament, Forbidden, and you name it. We were all hanging out on the same street. I used to go to a lot of those shows. I was super into the metal scene in the early days, and new wave British heavy metal, and then glam bit me in the ass.
Was there like a strip up there?
Yeah, it was called Broadway.
Okay.
It was in the North Beach, and you had the Stone, the Mabuhay Gardens, the on Broadway, which turned into the Rock on Broadway, and it was great. You had the double yellow line with the Stone across the street, and the Mabuhay and on Broadway, which was more punk, and the Stone was more rock and metal. But Jetboy played both sides of the street, so.
Well, were you guys see? I don't know a lot about Jetboy. I listened to the new record, which is called Hold On. I had it right here. Why can't I fucking remember it? Oh, it's right here. Born to Fly, ladies and gentlemen. I listened to it last night.
It's on his Post-it, everybody.
It's on my Post-it, but because
the old school yellow one.
I'm a fucking retard and I'm an airhead and I forget shit.
Yeah,
you know,
that's all right.
And once it gets ingrained, it's fine.
Sure.
But I listened to it last night. I really enjoyed it. But when you guys started out, did you guys go the glam route right away, or did you start out? Did you guys have punk roots?
Yeah, punk roots. It was pretty glam right away.
Okay.
Yeah, from the get go, we were like pretty freaking glammed out. It had its punk roots. Our singer and everything. He didn't have a mohawk in the beginning, Mickey, but very soon after the third or fourth show, the hawk
emerged.
Exactly, and that was it.
All right. I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. Where the hell was I going with this? Oh, one thing I did want to ask about. I'm just going to jump all over the fucking place here. Todd Rowe. Or Todd Crew? Todd Crew. Thank you very much. Uh-huh. Famously, a lot of people that probably don't know about Jetboy saw that GNR, 87 live at the Ritz.
Right.
When did your relationship with those guys start?
That actually started with myself and Fern, the other guitar player in Jetboy, lead guitar player. In about around 83, we used to make trips down to LA because we were putting the Jetboy together. I was fresh out. I was still in high school, actually.
Oh, damn.
And that's where we befriended Izzy and Axel in front of the Troubadour. I think it was me and Izzy hit it off because we were all, dressed the same, like the Creepers, the black jeans, and just super kind of black nail polish, the whole punk versus kind of glam. But we were into Hanoi Rocks, and that's where we hit it off. So the whole relationship with both bands came from really me and Fern. That's where Todd met the whole GNR camp. So
it's funny, just to go off subject for a second. I was at the Rainbow with my buddy Ace from Faster Pussycat one night, and Hanoi Rocks was playing. He's like, "You realize that without these guys, the Strip probably would not have been like it was. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be what it was, but it was that band did a lot, influenced all of us back then. They were a huge influence on Jetboy, Guns N' Roses, Poison, Faster, LA Guns, and bands out in New York. It's just they were a huge influence.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean that's another one of those bands that I don't know a lot about. Because I never dove into it.
Oh, you should dive into it because there's great stuff.
And I've seen Michael Monroe on the cruise, and he still puts on a fucking show,
God,
dude.
He
He's
destroys
insane.
it. He'll destroy anybody on stage. You can put any great band out there, and he will keep up. If not, bury him.
Yeah, and he's no spring chicken anymore either.
No,
but,
most of us aren't.
True.
Playing this 80s rock shit, or whatever you want to call it.
Right. How long were you guys together before you got signed?
It would have been 2 years.
Oh, wow. Was that quick?
Yeah. Yeah, we started gigging in San Francisco in 84, and by 85 we were playing L.A., and that's when GNR and Jetboy really started to do a lot of shows together and then, Faster and LA Guns. We started building this next wave of what became, I don't know what you want to call it, but because some other bands named it something else, which really not my thing.
Well, I mean, that wave, to me, it's like, it's more sleazy.
It was more sleazy.
LA rock.
It was more, I always say like the big four from that era would be Jetboy, GNR, Faster, and LA Guns. And our common ground of what made us different than some of the other bands that came later was we were into punk.
Yeah.
We were into the Clash and the Pistols and Generation X and Hanoi Rocks. Not that they were punk, but they had that punk roots, and that kind of gave us a little more of a dirty edge.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah, and then Junkyard.
Junkyard, of course. Yeah, exactly.
Those guys.
Junkyard's great. Those are our buds too. They got the punk roots as well.
Oh, absolutely. I walked into the Rainbow one night, and they're all in there. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to be drunk. Those boys can drink. Scotty Strickland checking in all the way up north, up in Canada. Good day, eh? Scotty says, evening, gents. Glad you stopped by. Scotty, you missed us whining about the weather here. It's probably about 55 degrees, and it's windy and chilly. And it's an epidemic. Let me tell you. So you got signed 2 years. 2 years after after you guys started playing. How long did that wave last?
The wave of what? After
after you guys got signed, and Feel the Shake was on MTV, and
well, we got signed in '86, and we recorded the album in '87, and then at the end of '87, the band was let go from Elektra Records. We originally recorded Feel the Shake with Elektra. That was the label that signed us, and then come '88, we got picked up by the interests of MCAs who we went with, but it took nearly 9 months really to put everything into place, and they bought the masters from Elektra. So at that point, within that time frame, the band completely just lost momentum, and then a lot of bands just zipped right by us.
Right. Well, yeah, that was that era when fucking if you had big hair, you played at the Strip.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Yeah. Here's your deal. Let's go.
Exactly. Yep.
And I suppose if you have that, if you just kind of go under the radar for a little bit, unless you're fucking Def Leppard. Goodbye.
Yeah. Well, like Def Leppard was doing good, and Cinderella, and of course the Crew and all that.
Yeah.
But then, Poison was taking off. They were the first out of our bunch, of our genre of that time to get signed, and then GNR, and then Jetboy, and then Faster and LA Guns, and then came a whole just shitload of bands.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. My connection was Metal Edge. That's how I knew about it.
Yeah, I remember Metal Edge, Jerry Miller.
Absolutely. So you guys have your lull, then you get picked up by MCA. Did it feel like there was more pressure on you to have that follow up, even though that quote unquote sophomore jinx or whatever the hell they always call it?
Well, the second album we were ready. By the time we did the second record, we had gotten stuck in limbo for so long that we were riding in between all that. So the second record we felt way stronger about and much more proud of to this day, but that thing got short-lived because it was an end of an era coming.
Yep.
And I think we just kind of like hit the crossroads of that when that album came out.
Did you guys see that coming?
I don't know if we really saw it coming, but I did see these bands starting to pop up. I went to see Nirvana at the Warfield in San Francisco, and I'm like, who's this? And you could see like something was changing, and then it made me realize, I'm like, wait a minute, this was our road manager's band that went to Japan. John Silva was telling me he was going to take on this band called Nirvana. I'm like, son of a bitch, this is his band. And so it was time, though.
Yeah.
I think it needed to happen.
But at the time, you don't think that.
No, you don't think that.
No.
Because especially that era of the 80s that we all lived through in those days, it really became it was huge.
Yeah.
And it still has this huge following, so it was hard for some bands that were doing so well and living that life to like step back. It's hard going backwards.
How was the deals that you had? So you hear these horror stories about the record deals that it's like everything looks all fine and dandy, and then all of a sudden, you have no money.
Right. Well, yeah, we kind of had no money the whole time. You're spending it on the record and producers and living and whatever, buying gear and stuff. So, but we were taken care of pretty well. I mean, we got pretty good deals. Just like everybody else, we all spent a shitload of money. And looking back, we probably should all gotten together and taken some of that money and bought property,
right?
Because we'd probably all be sitting pretty now.
I think Bobby Dahl's the one guy that saved it all.
Right? Yeah, I heard he's done well. They made a lot of money, though.
Yeah, they did.
Some of those bands, like Poison and GNR, those guys actually made some good money where they got smart with it and invested, and God bless them.
And the other, everybody else just put it up their nose.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Did you you ever go hog wild with the cars and all that stuff?
With guitars and things like that, gear, cars and all that? No, because we didn't hit that hog wild, that right. level of having that hog wild.
Everybody has that. Oh, shit, they were on MTV. They must be rich and famous.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was all fake it till you make it back then. And some made it pretty well. They did go crazy. But we probably would have. I'm sure we would have, because when you're young and you're doing all that, you don't think it's going to end.
Right. Well, I always tell people, younger kids, it's like, I feel like an old bastard just saying that. Well, I was telling this young chap the other day, it's like, you're 22 years old and they hand you the fucking world. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You get any pussy you want. You can buy anything you want. You're going to do it. When the 90s hit and that you got that change came, did you guys feel like you needed to try to change with the times, or are you one of those bands that tried to change it up?
We kind of did. We moved back home and really didn't do anything for about a year. Mm-hmm. Regrouped, tried to revive the band with some demos and shop it, but things had shifted. And at that point, you had bands like Pantera blowing up.
Right.
And so we kind of went, we started a band that was similar to that. It was very heavy. It was called Mind Zone, and it was a few members of Jetboy, and, didn't really do anything. And we just kind of pedaled along until we, realized it's just everybody went their own way, really. It was probably about 94, something like that, 95, that we never really broke up. We just kind of, just went our own ways for, 17 years.
Hiatus,
yeah. Never spoke about it, never said, fuck it, we're breaking up or whatever. We just kind of dissipated into that.
What was it that brought you guys back together?
I think it was 2006. Brian Pereira over at Cleopatra Records. He was doing that Hollywood Rocks. He did the book and then the CD box set. And the DVD. And then he did a release party at the Key Club for the DVD set, I think. And he called me up and said, I'd love to have Jetboy headline. And so that was kind of what sprung it. I hit up Mickey and Fern, and they were down, and we did it. And it felt great. And since then, we've been just working on and off, not as active as since we got this deal with this Frontiers to do this record. That's really
how did the Frontiers deal come about? I mean, they're working with a lot of people, which is great, because now we can hear new music
Right.
from these bands. You guys don't have to do it all on your own anymore. You know?
Right. Yeah, they came to us. You know, it was through our agent. Was talking to one of the guys, because our agent handles some of the bands that are on Frontiers, and asked us, "Hey, I see you got Jetboy on the roster. You think they'd be in? They got a new album in them?" And he asked, and we said, "Yeah, let's do it." So it just kind of came out of nowhere, really.
Did you feel when you guys were writing the new record? Was there any party that felt like you needed to modernize the sound, I should say, or should you just say, "Fuck it, let's just be us"?
Yeah, it was fuck it, let's just be us, because that's just the best way to do it. It's like, I know what I'm good at, and we all kind of know. We all have our other styles of stuff that we like, but we just got to do a Jetboy record. I mean, that's kind of was the whole thing from the get-go. It's just, let's just go in and do what we do. A simple, just fun, energetic, riffy, catchy rock and roll record.
Mm-hmm. And it's Born to Fly, Scotty. Buy it. You're going to love it. In your negative 32-degree wind chill up there. And we're whining about 50 degrees.
Yeah, I know. It ain't cold here compared to there.
No, it is.
Okay.
It is. I saw it's a freeze warning for the valley tonight, so get prepared.
Oh.
How long did it take to write the record?
Not that long, a few months. Everything moved fast and super organic, and it felt good. It was a little scrambling at first, like, oh shit, now we got to write a record. But once we sat down and started writing, it just started coming out.
So none of it just felt forced. It was just
nothing was forced at all. It was one of the funnest records we've done yet. It was, not that we've done a bunch, but it was great. We're super proud of it.
Yeah, definitely check that out. Oh, I hear rumblings outside. Maybe Scotty Slam has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
Look
slamming.
out. He's Scotty slamming, ladies and gentlemen.
The Slam Man.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to dive into the San Francisco scene. We're going to dive into your childhood. We're going to dive into Butler. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Sure.
You're here. Might as well talk about all that shit. And Rock and Roll Relics guitars, everybody. Going to talk about them. Great guitar company. And speaking of guitars, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a guitar player, you need an amplifier. Beater amplification, folks. BEETER. Balls out. Testicular fortitude. 100 watts of power. Pull 2 tubes. You got yourself a 53 channels. All hand wired. It's fucking amazing. You go from that old school Metallica tone, old school AC/DC tone, to that old school clean Fender tone. These things are badass. Hit them up, beateramplification.com. We'll be right back with more from Billy Rowe on another fucking podcast.
Retro Arcade brings Minnesota and surrounding areas arcade games from the days gone by. All of those great games from pizza joints and arcades are available in cocktail units and custom machines. Dozens of favorites from your youth in one machine to complete your game room or man cave. Retro Arcade also sells and services your favorite pinball machines. Find them at facebook.com/80arcade. That's facebook.com/80arcade. Retro Arcade. Your youth is just one click away.
RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com. Rockwood Saloon Authentic Apparel takes rock and roll fashion to a new level with their tees and tanks for men and women. They also make custom shirts, jackets, vests, pants, hoodies, beanies, and more. The Rockwood Graphics Department can design anything from your logo, t-shirt design, promo posters, band swag, and printed at great prices. From tour shirts and custom stage gear to killer threads for the street to the stage, Rockwood Saloon has it all. Rockwood Saloon, authentic rock and roll apparel for stage and street. World tour tested for quality, comfort, style, and durability. Check them out at www.rockwoodsaloon.com. That's rockwoodsaloon.com.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tom Arnold. I like fat women and cocaine. And you're listening to Izzy Presley here on another fucking podcast. And I know Izzy from Cocaine Anonymous meetings. I've actually seen him at the meetings with Ace Von Johnson from, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but Ace has got a bad coke problem. And his sponsor is Josh Todd from, and again, I shouldn't say this out loud, but Josh is his sponsor for Buck Cherry. He's addicted to upskirt porn. And they're both being sponsored by the Eagles. The whole band, the Eagles. Anyways, another fucking podcast right here with Izzy Presley, and call your sponsor. Fucking A.
All right. I love that Tom Arnold bit. Greg Gass is fucking awesome. Oh shit! Before we get into this, get back to Billy Rowe here from Junkyard. The end of March. I don't know if I'm supposed to announce it yet. I guess I can't. But there's a new live show we're doing here in Los Angeles. And it's going to be cool. So I'm just going to tease you with that. So if you're in LA, you want to come see a good show, listen in March. I'll tell you about it in March. Also, please hit up John Palumbo Design. John Palumbo, you need a website designed, you need logos, you need anything, hit up John Palumbo Design. We love us some John Palumbo. He's an amazing cat and a very, very talented motherfucker. JohnPalumboDesign.com. And also, A&P Productions Laser Engraving Division, folks. They do my roadie packs. I just sold the last one. Gonna have to order some more. And, of course, the roadie packs come with the... I haven't eaten yet today. That's why I'm not on my game. I haven't eaten yet. I had a big Shamrock Shake.
Shamrock Shake.
I had a Shamrock Shake.
They still make those things?
I got out of bed. I saw they were available, and it's like, fuck, it's cold. Do I want to get out of bed? But the Shamrock Shake sounds really good.
Jesus.
So I, ladies and gentlemen, I jumped on a Tauntaun. Because it's that cold out here that we need a Tauntaun. And I rode it over to McDonald's, and I got myself a Shamrock Shake. McDonald's, that'll be $73,425.75 for the mention. You can pay me via PayPal at izzypresley@yahoo.com. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. A&P Productions Laser Engraving Division. The roadie packs, of course, come with a flask with another Effin' Podcast logo on it. Also, a dog tag, a Zippo type lighter, and a flashlight, all with the Another Effin' Podcast logo on it. And these guys are so good that they've actually laser engraved a hot dog bun. This is how talented these guys are.
That?
Yeah, how about that? So check those guys out. APLasers.com, folks. AP Laser. Is it AP Laser or Lasers? I probably should know that. One of the two. Try them both. You will find out. So you grew up in... I'm doing this backwards. Usually I start out with this stuff, then we get into the new shit in the second half of the show, but I don't know why I just wanted to jump into the new record. Maybe that's because I was so excited about it that I forgot the name of the record.
Maybe. Let's hope that's what it is.
That's what it is. Born to Fly. Check it out, folks. So you grew up in San Francisco, and you grew up with a great scene up there. How old were you when you discovered music?
Oh, boy, I must have been... No, it was 1974, 75, so... I was like 9, something like that. I was a kid, It was Kiss that turned the whole thing.
I knew we were going to go here.
John and the AM radio stuff, Glenn Campbell and all that, which I still love. But it was Kiss Alive that, just
and you just saw them.
It all.
You just saw them.
Yeah,
at the Forum on the 16th. Saturday.
That was fucking great. Yeah. I thought the show was great. I haven't seen them in years. I've seen them since, they got the other guys in the band, but I thought it was pretty awesome. The set's all over the place in a good way. In a good way,
Really?
you know. I mean, it goes old, new, and some stuff you like don't expect to hear, but you know, I guess they're gonna pull out all the stops on their career, which why not?
No, like super deep tracks though.
No, I don't think any super deep. I mean, super deep would be like Coming Home or something.
I just had that song in my head. Yeah. That was the one song.
Right.
Kiss Geeks,
or like
it's like
Main
the fourth
Line or something like that. But nothing from Rock and Roll Over, which was kind
That's
of surprising.
Odd.
Yeah. Which is one of my favorite records.
Well, the only song they really ever do off that live is Dr. Love.
Dr. Love, yeah. But
it's like you got Take Me, you got fucking,
Making Love, Mr. Speed.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, come on. I was like, I Want You.
God. Oh, we could talk about this for hours.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Derek Leba. Cheers, guys. Great show. Greetings from New Mexico. Welcome.
Cool.
Welcome, Derek. Thanks for joining. So were you listening the whole show or just chiming in now? And jumping in now. I don't know. It'll take a second for him to respond.
Right.
Shit, I have to type.
I can't type, so
I can't type.
For me, it takes a long time.
Yeah. How long between discovering music was it until you picked up a guitar?
Not too long. Few years. First, I got like you hear most people here. It's like, oh, my parents got me this acoustic guitar with nylon strings, and didn't do it for me, so that's kind of what happened to me. And it wasn't until I got a double cut Junior Memphis replica that it kind of got more into.
Do you remember the brand?
It was called Memphis.
Oh,
that was the brand.
Oh, okay.
They were basically a replica guitar of Gibson stuff in the 70s.
Gotcha. See, mine was out of the J.C. Penney's catalog.
Oh yeah,
it would have been a Harmony.
Oh yeah, sure. Harmony.
Pretty much made of plywood.
Yeah.
High quality gear, folks.
Yeah, but some of those old guitars were cool that you got like that. The old Sears Silvertone.
Yeah,
those are cool.
Yeah, but that was before the '80s, before they started getting really shitty.
Right.
That Silvertones. That was like '60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those amps are great.
Right.
Those
right.
piggyback amps. Those are cool. They sound good.
Well, do you remember the first song?
The first song that I learned?
Yeah.
When I started taking lessons, for some reason, I remember I always wanted to learn the Oh Well riff. But it wasn't the Fleetwood Mac version. I was turned on to the Rockets version.
Oh,
I was
okay.
a huge fan of the band The Rockets. Saw them as a kid in the 70s, and that song that riff just was awesome.
Oh, it's a fucking
I don't know if that
riff.
was the first riff I learned. It was probably a Kiss riff or an AC/DC riff, but still.
Because
that was in there, too.
Usually it's Smoke on the Water.
Yeah,
but you always learn it wrong.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, most people did. Yeah, it's not a bar chord.
No, it's not. Derek says, "I've been hearing for about 20 minutes, and new Jetboy album is great." Billy, he says,
"Right on, thank you."
Very cool, very cool. Did you latch onto it pretty quick?
Guitar,
yeah.
Yes and no. My style is I'm a super rhythm, and I got very into slide guitar, so. Ace was my first big influence, but there's Joe Perry and Keith Richards, Rick Nielsen. I kind of got more into the rhythm and more songs, and slide and all that. But Malcolm Young is probably one of my biggest rock guitar heroes.
Well, it's funny. It's like everybody looks at the drummer in AC/DC as the pocket, but fucking Malcolm Young, man.
Yeah, a lot of people can't play like Mal. You know, I've seen AC/DC cover bands, and I'm like, the reason it never sounds that good, not that the great songs don't sound good, but just playing it the proper way. It's just,
right.
He was magic.
He was. Oh, shit. I mean, last year on the cruise, the Cruiser Jam, which you're going to play in this year.
Yeah.
It was all AC/DC.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I try to stay out of it as much as I can, as much as the glory hound that I am. I would love to be on stage all night, but it's about the cruisers and getting to jam with you guys. I took 2 songs, and it's like, I know I fucked up. I'm not a lead guy. I'm a rhythm guy, and it's like fucking shit. I forgot how it sounds so easy,
right?
But it's not.
It's just like Phil Rudd on drums, like simple drummers. It's like to not want to do that crash or whatever, just to play a straight beat it's challenging.
Yeah, it's not.
But those were all my guitar players. I mean, I played a little bit of lead stuff, but I love, Schenker and Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads. I got all into those guys big time. But I knew my boundaries of what I was good at, and I kind of stuck with that.
But now you can fucking shred, right?
Yeah, not really shred, but,
You can play Ace riffs.
I can play some Ace riffs and say, yeah. And he was just a stripped-down blues rock guitar player, you know what I mean?
Well, I love it when people ask him, it's like, so how did you learn? I don't know. I just started playing.
Yeah, well, that's what's so great about him. It's just all natural. That's why he's got that sound.
Yep.
He's got that pick sound and everything with Ace Frehley. You know it's Ace Frehley when you hear it.
That vibrato is just...
And that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. But then again, every time I play something, it sounds like that. Because I have an Ace Frehley tribute band, so that's all I know. Do you remember your first big boy guitar?
Yeah, my first real good guitar was a 69 SG Special, 2P90s. And it was my AC/DC era. I went more the Angus route of the guitars, but that was my first real guitar.
Do you still have it?
No.
I
wish I did.
What happened to it?
I traded it like an idiot back then because it was used. It was just a used guitar. It was like $300 in 1979.
Mm-hmm. Didn't think nothing of it.
No. Now it's probably worth like, $6,000 or something.
Yeah. I had one. It was I had a 77 Les Paul Standard tobacco burst, and it was old, so it was all faded and
it
was like, it's just gorgeous. But of course, it weighed as much as this house,
right?
Yeah,
the 70s stuff was kind of heavy.
Yeah.
The Les Pauls, all even like Fender stuff was on the heavier side.
I bought it for $500 and I sold it for $500.
Yeah, well, that's what we did then.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't eat today. So you gotta be
running out of steam.
I'm running out of steam, folks. So, at what age do you kind of dive into the scene in San Francisco? Were you young? I mean,
I was young. I mean, my first show was in '77.
Okay,
the Bay Area was filled with great shows because that's where Bill Graham presents. I mean, he created what's known as the rock concert, the whole thing. He was like the dude. So we had these things called Day on the Greens in Oakland at the stadium.
That's right.
So I would go see a band and be like 5, 6 would be like a mini festival. And they'd have like 4 or 5 every year in the summertime. So I saw some great.
What pops out?
Well, the first one I saw was the Eagles headlined Hotel California. It was, and then Steve Miller, Hart, Atlantic Rhythm Section, and Foreigner. That would have been 77.
Wow.
So that was like Foreigner's first record.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I saw it was AC/DC, Van Halen, Foreigner, Pat Travers, and Aerosmith. And they started at like 11 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So I saw AC/DC coming out at like 11:30 in the morning, just blistering. It was ripping. Actually, it was either AC/DC was first or Van Halen. I don't remember, but it was
shit.
But that was 1978, so that was Powerage and the first Van Halen. And
AC/DC
awesome.
hadn't really blown up here yet.
No, they were still an opening act.
Yep. Do you remember the vibe of people watching AC/DC then? Did people just like get it, or
I think a lot of people were getting it at that point, but for me it was new. That's where I got turned on to them. And I saw them like 3 times with Bond back then, and they definitely turned me on where I was like instantly hooked.
I was never old enough to see Van Halen with Dave in the first run.
Right.
Fuck it, even in the 70s. It had to just been fucking insane.
Oh, they were great. I saw them like 3 times. I saw them open for Black Sabbath.
Did you know of them when you saw them open for Black Sabbath?
I kind of knew of them, but I didn't really know. It was those AC/DC and Van Halen. That particular Day on the Green was when, you go home and you're like, hit the record store and you go buy those albums. I mean, and that was it. I was hooked.
That's what happened to me with Metallica. Because my first big boy show was Monsters of Rock.
Okay.
Van Halen, Scorpions, Dokken, Metallica, and Kingdom Come. And
right.
I knew nothing about Metallica.
Right.
Nothing.
And they were lower on the bill.
Yeah, they were second second on the bill, and I just started remember they came on, and I looked at my buddy and go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they took over, man. I used to see them all the time in the clubs.
Oh, Jesus
I used to see
Christ.
Burton's band Trauma back when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
What was I don't know anything about Trauma. What was
They were just one of they had these Metal Mondays at the Bill Graham's Club, the old Waldorf, and they were one of the bands that I would see there, and it was just all local, new, you know, kids, local bands. You know, they were all young, but I remember he stood out, that band Trauma, and you know, he had the Morley pedal, and just he had that look, you know. And
did you get to see Metallica with Mustaine?
I saw him with Mustaine. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Fuck. I saw him at the Mumbuhe Gardens, I believe, with Mustaine.
You know, it's weird. It's like when you don't grow up somewhere where that shit happens, and you talk to somebody that's like, yeah, fuck it, I saw him all the fucking time.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Like,
for us, that's how it was. I mean, that was right when Jetboy was starting too. You know, you go across the street, Metallica's playing. Okay, let's cruise in. And it was, you know, nobody was big. It was just, you were all about hanging out and friends and supporting the scene, you know. I've known Kirk since I was like, you know, 16 or something.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Jesus Christ! I mean, was it packed? Like,
it wasn't packed. I don't think.
No, it wasn't like it was on the Strip. It was just
no. I mean, the scene outside on Broadway was like that. It was packed, and the clubs, you know, depending who was playing, there was always a scene, but it wasn't like oversold, packed or whatever like that.
Right.
But it was, you know, all the bands. You know, there was always like a good national act that came through that'd be like, you know, or a band from, you know, England or something like that would be overpacked. But for the most part, the scene started to turn into that, though. They got really packed.
Did you ever get to play Cat House?
Yeah, sure. I was talking to Rackman the other day.
Oh, really?
According to the flyer, Jetboy may have been the very first band to ever play Cat House because we were the first on the bill.
Really?
At the old Osco's Cat House with Jetboy, LA Guns, Fozzy Pussycat, and Guns N' Roses. And we were first. So, like he was saying, he goes, you would be actually the first band to ever play. I'm like going, I kind of remember, but I don't. And he goes, I don't remember. And I'm like going, well, that means it was probably really good.
Were you recording something for his podcast?
No.
Oh, okay, because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
No. We were talking about just, you know, who it was. And
funny. Well, that call's probably going to come at some point.
Right.
Have you listened to his podcast? He was actually, I think he was the last guest I had on before I left.
Oh, really?
Cruises. Yeah.
No, I know about the podcast. We talked about going on there, me going on and doing it for sure. Ricky's great.
Oh yeah,
love
he
that
is.
Guy.
Yeah,
we go way back. Always a huge supporter of Jetboy.
He's going to be out here. Did he tell you this? He's going to be out here in March, and he's doing a live Cat House podcast at the Grafton on I think
cool.
March 16th.
Oh wow. I'll be there.
Yeah, as well will I.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'm sure you'll get that call. Billy, come on down. Let's chat. Tell me about the band Butler.
It's actually the Butlers.
The Butlers, sorry.
As in, you know, serving up your maximum rock and roll. The Butlers.
The
Butlers is just the San Francisco band. It's a bunch of guys from the old days. Not all of us, but Andy Gallion from Death Angels, the drummer.
Oh, okay.
It's Craig Bearhurst, the other guitar player. He was in a band called the Ruffians, metal band in the day. And Michael Butler, who played with Exodus on, I think, the last Capitol release or whatever. And myself, and then a friend of ours, Graham, who's the singer, and he was in a few local bands in San Francisco. And we just do a bunch of covers.
Oh.
But we don't, you know, we try to do...
That wasn't a disgruntled, that wasn't one of those.
No. Yeah, because we do a lot of Thin Lizzy, we do a lot of UFO, and, you know, we'll do Def Leppard, but we do shit off of High and Dry, and we do, like, like Lady Strange, and, you know, like, shit you're not going to hear when you go to see some of these cover bands, so it's fun. Then we'll do shit, the Pistols, and, you know, a lot of Cheap Trick, and...
of course.
I mean, it's endless. We do Free, we do... Alice Cooper and Kiss, and it's you know,
of course
we even
you
do Paul
Kiss.
McCartney and Wings.
Oh wow,
we do Jet. You know, I mean it's kind of all over the map, but it's fun.
That's cool.
We do Queen. You know, it's usually deep tracks of, you know, not the hits.
Yeah, well, fuck it. It's like you get to that age, you're like, well, fuck, I don't want to play fucking Photograph.
No, and the scene up in the Bay Area, because it was such a metal, and that stuff was really big in the Bay Area back when it was new.
Yeah.
So we could go into Lady Strange, and we can go into Dr. UFO, and then Bad Reputation, Thin Lizzy, and the crowd knows it all. And then we'll go into the Babies, we'll do a baby song.
Nice.
It's a Midnight Rendezvous, and they all sing it. They all know it. So
Dude,
it's interesting to see.
amazing.
Of course, it's that age group too, but
Right. Did you get to see the Babies back in the day?
no, I really wish I did because I'm an enormous Babies fan. I love that band.
Yeah,
Never saw them.
I saw the current version of it, and it was cool.
I'd go see it.
It was fucking badass.
Yeah, I know they've been playing around, and when they're back in L.A., I would definitely go because Wally Stalker, the guitar player, is a big influence on me.
Yeah,
He's a great guitar player.
A couple years ago, we did this. It was called the Labruski Cruise. I think it was Labruski, or was it Moody's that? No, I think it was Labruski because John Waite was on there.
Oh, wow.
And,
yeah.
oh, fuck, he was so good.
Oh, he's great.
He's got it's a 3-piece band.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And with, 4-piece.
Right.
Love
John Waite.
Fuck.
Those first two solo records are great.
Oh, you can't fucking beat them. They're just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And to hear that shit's just stripped down.
Yeah. Ignition and no brakes.
Oh, it's so fucking amazing. It's funny that you brought up that you're a cover band because I was actually going to go there. It's like, did you ever want to just do the fucking cover band thing and have fun? And you're already doing it.
Yeah, we do. We do a good amount of shows. The band's in the Bay Area. I just moved down to L.A., so it's going to be a little different. But we all actually have fill-in guys. So that's what's so great about the Butlers. We've had, Phil Demmel from Machine Head comes up and plays with us. And, Rob from Death Angel. We have guests who get up from the Bay Area, and they all love it because we're just all playing songs that we grew up as kids.
Dude, that's exactly what we do with AC.
Yeah. It's super fun.
Fuck, you can't play it? Cool, I'll get somebody else that people know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good times. I want to get it down here to L.A. because I think what we do and just getting some people to sit in because we love bringing up guests, whether it's a drummer, a guitar player, singer, whatever, it doesn't matter. And I think people would get into it down here because it's like the songs that we do are just so all over the place.
That's fucking amazing. How did you get into guitar building? Because you are Rock and Roll Relics, Rock and Roll Relics guitars.
Yep. I got into it. It was a kid. I was always tinkering with my guitars and putting in pickups or painting shit. I built a guitar in high school. And I was always into vintage guitars, or that's what they're called now. But, beat up kind of, old school style guitars. I was always basically into guitars. And I just kind of stumbled into, building. I always built shit on the side for fun. And I just saw a market of people building and, aged guitars, which that's my whole thing. And it just kind of one thing led to another, and it turned into a brand. And now it's what I do. So I got, people like Billy Joe Armstrong play my stuff, built stuff for Bruce Kulick, and even built stuff for Glenn Campbell.
Oh, wow.
It's some big names and stuff. And, it's interesting that people dig my stuff, how they play and feel and everything. So,
well, that's the one thing that I've always noticed, the reissues, and even if they are beat up, it's like when you pick up an actual 59.
Yeah.
You can just the way the neck feels, and you kind of get that feeling out of your guitars. And
yep, that's the whole idea.
Dug,
because everything's so factory made these days.
Yeah,
which is fine. That just gets it to, and inexpensive guitars for a new generation to pick up and play, which is great. But later on in life, you want to get something that really feels good in your hands, and it's like wearing a stiff pair of shoes that doesn't feel good. You want the same thing with a guitar. You want it to be worn in and just feel loved.
Yeah, it's like I guess I'm going through that right now. It's like I got my Van Halen Chucks, which I've had for about 5 years, and they're just torn up, but they just feel so good. Yeah. And I got my Paul Stanley Pumas, which I'm still trying to break in.
Yeah, you just got to wear them a lot. Yeah, I saw those Paul Stanley Pumas. I have to get a pair of those.
Oh, you get them for
cool.
$70 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fucking $200 anymore. So
yeah,
God bless it. God bless it. People want to find Rock and Roll Relics.
rockandrollrelics.net. And, of course, Facebook. It's all / Rock and Roll Relics and Instagram. So
someday Someday, when I have money, I will
When
buy one.
you have money, you will buy one.
I will. And how many times do you hear that a week? Someday, when I have money.
I hear that sometimes, I'm going to buy one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, because I did play him at NAMM, and it was...
Yeah, you played some. That's right.
great.
You were there.
Yeah, of course I was playing Kiss riffs.
Well, yeah, why not? That's a good way
That's all I do. What's the first riff you play when you pick up a guitar?
What's the first riff I play? It's not always a Kiss riff, but it's usually like an Aerosmith riff, funny enough, or an AC/DC riff. I love Joe Perry riffs.
Oh, fuck
Especially
yeah.
off the Joe Perry Project stuff. Love that. Just slinky ass, loose, riffy stuff he comes up with. It's just so fucking cool.
It's part of his. It's one of the reasons that he's such a great guitar player, because it's like Ace. It's so loose.
Oh yeah, it's great. Exactly, loose is the word for that.
Hey, just like I like my women. All right, okay. People want to find Jetboy.
JetboyRocks.com.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. Facebook, Instagram. It's all Jetboy Rocks.
And the record you can order directly from you guys, or directly from Frontiers.
You could order it from us through the website. We just launched the merch store with a bunch of new merch, but
nice.
of course, it's on all the streaming sites and download sites, and there's the physical stuff you could buy through Frontiers.
Did you guys do a package like Frontier does sometimes?
Yeah, they did a good CD package, and then we did a gatefold LP, red vinyl, red clear vinyl. Yeah, so they did it up. It's awesome. They did vinyl. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to buy. I mean, I streamed on iTunes last night when I was working, but it's like, fuck it, I could buy this.
Yeah,
I like this.
if you got a turntable, it's all about vinyl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like the old days.
Even if it's just as shitty as the one that I have that I bought at Walmart.
That's okay,
It does the job.
My turntable as a kid wasn't anything great, but it was what was on it was.
Exactly. And mine usually has Barry Manilow.
Well,
he did write the songs.
He did write the songs. He had a couple songs, and hey, I can go down the route of some of that AM pop stuff.
Dude, I love that.
I love
stuff.
that shit. Of course,
Thunder Island might be one of the best fucking songs ever written.
Those are great songs.
Yeah, I can't fucking
good stuff.
Absolutely. And Billy, if they want to find you, are you on?
I got a Facebook. Yeah, Facebook and pretty much Facebook would be the one.
Right.
Everything else is the guitar stuff or Jetboy.
Gotcha.
And
I suppose
it keeps me busy enough trying to keep up with that shit. Yeah,
I can imagine. Well, dude, thank you for coming by and doing this, man. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Sorry, I was a little off my game today.
That's all right. That happens.
It does.
We're all
happen.
off our game. We'll do the Ace riff off next time.
Fuck yeah! Well, I've got the Kiss trivia game over there.
Oh right, I think I had that game too.
It's just in a big tin can.
Yeah. I know the cards and all that. Yeah, I had
questions that nobody will ever fucking.
I'll probably know some of those in there. I can go down that whole big time.
Fuck yeah! Well, Billy, thank you very much. Hold tight. I'm gonna say goodbye here really quick and hit my Kiss outro music.
All right.
Black
Diamond.
That is right. Billy Rowe from Jetboy, going to be on the Monsters of Rock cruise. Oh my God, this is your first Monsters of Rock cruise.
This is.
Hold on, I got to pause this. We're not done yet.
Yeah, first time on the boat.
Yeah. God damn it.
That's right.
What have you heard?
I haven't heard much, really. I
really?
know a few guys have been on it. I know the Kicks guys really well. They do it all the time.
Yeah, they do it almost every year.
Everybody says it's going to be a good time. So
it's
I'm
a blast.
ready. We're going to pop the old cherry get on that boat and rock and roll.
I'm excited to finally see you guys live.
Yeah, it should be a trip. I mean, getting on a boat. I mean, I see a cruise ship, and all I think is the Love Boat growing up in the 70s.
Right.
So, I'm ready to go by the bar and I think Isaac's going to come up,
I will not pull up the pictures and post them online again of myself dressed up as Isaac one year when I was from
I'm sure everybody says some sort of Love Boat joke on that.
Yeah, but I was like in full war paint.
Oh, yeah, nice.
This day
the old mammy look.
No. I didn't go that bad.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. It was literally, I painted my neck. I painted my
wow.
everything. So I was like full blown.
Yeah.
With a huge afro. It was fucking beautiful.
Good times.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was being. I was being Isaac.
Fun and funny. Yeah, that's
fun
great.
and funny.
That's what the 70s were all. That's how comedy was in the 70s.
That's right. And now you're not allowed to be funny anymore.
No, yeah.
All right, Billy. we're going to say goodbye now. Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Hold tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I will see you on the Monsters of Rock cruise along with Billy and Jetboy and a whole lot more other people. It's going to be a blast. Scotty and Derek, thanks for checking in on the show. Make sure you hit us up at Another Effin' Podcast on Facebook, at Real Izzy Presley, all the way across the board, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And go buy shit. Support the show. Izzy Presley at yahoo.com is your PayPal. Scotty, thank you for the contribution this week. It helped. Believe it or not, $50 is $50, Bubba. That's right. So I'll see you guys in a couple weeks, because obviously no show next week. I'm going to try to record a show on the boat, but it won't be like a sit-down thing. I'm just going to walk around and annoy people. That always works good. Oh, yeah, I don't have your mic on. I turned it off because I thought you were done.
Oh, no.
Done trying to be...
whatever, yeah. Go ahead and annoy people. Why not?
Yeah, it's fun. It's like, I remember on the first time I did that, I ran into Richie Kotz, and he came down to one of the jams. And the minute I get on stage and start playing, he leaves. So, of course, I had to ask, did you leave because I started playing guitar? It's like, no. I'm like, all right, good. Thank you very much. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Go fuck yourselves. Don't forget, what I lack in talent, I make up for in cock.